now I'm going to hand you over to Scott with all that research and show you some of the ideas we explored.
Thanks, Lucy. Lucy's just taken you through the research, and what we needed to really do was translate that into some solid ideas. So that's exactly what we did. Now what I'd like to do first, Science Museum, is just to put you in the shoes of Alex, because he's a huge fan of you guys and he absolutely adores the Science Museum. So as you can see here, this is Alex on the top left. This is a typical visit that he would be taking. He's probably seen one of your posters around town, so he's very excited, eager to get involved about some sort of upcoming exhibition that takes place. He's also very much into what you already have in your building. So that really inspires him, all these objects, really do. However, there is a slight issue, and that's illustrated in the top right there. Unfortunately, you have all these wonderful objects, but there's just so much information for Alex to retain, and it's very difficult for him. So because of that, he's finding it difficult, and on top of that, the navigation within your building is difficult for him, because he's getting distracted by that as well. That's okay, because down here, in the bottom left, we have our app. Now look how much more in control Alex now is. He's able to save that object information, and he's also able to mark navigation areas. And obviously because of that, the outcome on the bottom right there, he's very happy because he's retained that information, and he's also able to revisit areas that he likes within your building, whenever, future visits. Okay, so the great thing about that storyboard, it allowed us to look back at some of those trends that Lucy mentioned earlier. And what we wanted to do was incorporate them within Alex's journey. So we did that by doing some sketches. Here's just some examples of sketches that we've done. So at the top left there, you've got a navigation sketch. There we see the video on the top right, working with personalisation, seeing how that will fit for Alex. And then down at the bottom there, on the right, we've got the colour coding, which we earlier mentioned in the Natural History Museum. So we went ahead with these kind of things, but obviously ideas aren't enough. We had some good ideas, but how are we going to portray them? And that's when we started to look at the mood of this app. So we looked at the mood of the app, and one thing that we realised, what's so great about you guys is your brand. It's so well recognised. And we wanted to do exactly what your brief suggested, to make sure that we implemented that within the app. So we started thinking about that. To the far right there, you'll also see that we started looking at conventional maps that are already on apps, which some of your visitors are likely to be using, like Google Maps. We thought if we could combine those two, and maybe create a visual representation of a map on the app that was, I don't know, maybe 3D. There's a sketch that we did earlier on as well, sort of going through things. But one thing we did make a decision on is that we would go ahead with using your typography, and also the colour palette that you use in all of your media communications. The important thing is that we wanted to implement that colour palette in the tools that Alex would use while he's using the app. Okay, so based on, so far, the research that we've collected and the ideas that I've just talked about, we're able to come up with these 3 design principles to look ahead. So the first is simplicity was key. That was essential for Alex when he's around the museum. That it would be a seamless feel, and that it was intuitive. That was very important as well. That's where we went ahead. But of course, all of these things, they don't really have any value unless they're tested, and that's the next stage. I'm just going to hand over now to Annalisa to talk about that.
Thanks, Scott. So with all these design ideas and principles, we went ahead and created several prototypes.